everyone, it's Arylo here. I want to wish you a happy new year and share with you a question that you may or may not be asking yourself, but that I found in my own life is so helpful to make sure that I actually create the life that makes me happy, that actually creates the life that fills me up with love, that actually is the one that at the end of the year I can look back and be like, wow, yeah, that is exactly what I wanted to receive. You see, if you're anything like me and a lot of people I know, you're like, okay, I gotta set some goals, I gotta set some intentions, I gotta set some resolutions, I gotta make my vision board, and all of that's good. Well, I'm not so sure about the resolutions, but a lot of the other stuff is good. But what we oftentimes do is we actually start in the wrong place when we ask those questions. Before you get to what are my goals, what are my intentions, what's my vision board, I'm going to encourage you, invite you to actually stop and ask yourself a different question. And the question is this: what is it that your heart and soul desires? Some of you may or may not know that about 10 years ago I took a vow. It's one of the most important self-love vows that you can take. And the vow was this: I will never settle for less than my heart and soul desires. Which meant that I had to start talking to my heart and soul. And it's so easy for us to think that we're actually living in alignment with your heart and soul. But we get trapped up in all this material stuff, right? Oh, well, I want the big house, or I want to have, I want to be a celebrity, or I want $1 million, or I want this thing that's out there. And in the material world, when we're focused out there, that we think that that's going to be what gives us happiness, we're actually working from the ego. And I think you probably already know, but if you don't, when we focus out there and we let the ego run us, we actually don't end up in that place where we feel filled up. And so today I would invite you to start your New Year's different. You may be wondering why I'm standing out here in front of my car. And it's because I want to share with you a heart and soul desire I let emerge. And that's the thing, they emerge out of you and then they unfold in front of you, which is different than an ego vision or ego goal where you're like, I want that. And you're the one that has to make it happen. See, a heart and soul desire, it comes up from inside of you. It comes from spirit and it comes from love, and then it unfolds in front of you. So let me share with you one of my heart and soul's desire, which is now manifesting in an even bigger form this year. Come here, I have a special guest. So the man behind the camera. So Noah, everyone meet Noah.
Hi, I'm usually on the other side of the camera.
So Noah, was it 4 years ago?
3.5.
3.5. You and I sat down together and we both kind of felt like we had this heart's desire and soul's desire to be together more and to be able to go anywhere in the world that we wanted to, whenever we wanted to.
Yes, you were spending a lot of time out in the road doing things with your book or your talks.
And I was lonely. I married this man to be with him, and I was always on the road, or you were always at a job, or we were always beholden to some other schedule. And so we looked at each other and we got into our hearts and we just really sat with each other, and it's what's the kind of life we want to live?
And we want to live it together. I mean, that's why we got married, right?
It is, yes, it is. And excuse me. Woo! And this is the thing about heart and soul's desire. They come from that place of love. The difference between an ego desire and a love and a heart and soul desire, it always comes back to love. And so Noah and I looked at each other and we were like, okay, if we want to spend more time together, we want to be together, we want to be out in the world, we need to create a business that we can run from the road.
From anywhere where there's a good internet connection.
And where there's a good internet connection. And so that's where we started from. Okay, go back and man the camera. So you see, it's we could have said, oh, we want to have $1 million business, or we want to have best-selling books, or we want to have some mansion or whatever. And those things are fine to want to have those things happen, to have a nice home, to have money, to be taken care of. But those are manifestations that come only once you start here with your heart and soul. And so this year, I'm really inviting you to just stop, close your eyes, and put your hand on your heart and your belly, and take a breath and just ask yourself right now, what's the heart and soul desire? Go ahead, close your eyes. What's your heart and soul desire for your life? And sink into the love you have for yourself, sink into the love that you have for the people in your life, sink into the love that you have for the people you want to serve. And this month, I'm going to ask you to allow that to emerge. You don't have to answer the question right now, but at least get a seed for what that might look like, And then use the law of unfoldment. It's actually one of the laws of the universe, a very good law, to allow it to start to unfold in front of you. And it takes some time. You know, this was a desire 4 years ago. I planted the seed. And then I took the step with Noma where we said, oh, okay, how do you run your business from anywhere in the world? Doesn't matter where you are. And we learned all kinds of stuff about the internet and technology. And then the next year we're like, well, we need to emancipate Noah from his corporate job so he's not beholden to someone else's schedule. We took that step. And then this last year it was like, okay, we need to get rid of some of the physical things that are holding us back. So we're selling our house. We're, getting rid of this car. We're getting a new car, whatever, however that ends up manifesting. And now here we are, about to have that dream be manifested. And so this January, I invite you to spend some time with your heart. Go for a walk, take a meditation, really sink in and allow these heart and soul desires to come up. And as they do, look at each one and really be honest with yourself. Is that an ego desire about something out there? Or does it really come from that place of love? And if it really comes from that place of love for yourself or others, you're on the right track. And then ask the question, simply, Divine Universe, what's the next step? And take that one step this year and allow your heart and soul's desire to unfold in front of you. See you on the road, loves. Much love.